There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
You are fake news.
Well, let's talk about refugees.
Yeah, let's talk about refugees, George, because you really care about refugees, don't you? You care so much about refugees, you kissed Angela Merkel's butt for allowing millions of them into Germany. You care so much about refugees, you appeared in endless sob story campaign videos highlighting their plight. You care so much about refugees, you lectured America for not taking enough of them in.
Irish were treated terribly in America for a period of time and not accepted. And America learned to accept all of these ideas. It's what our country is a country of immigrants. And we have not recently done a very good job of remembering who we are.
Clooney really cares about refugees, and he really thinks Western countries need to accept more of them.
The United States needs to do more, as we know. 10,000 refugees a year is not enough.
Oh, but what's this? George Clooney plans to move a Marlon twins back to LA for security reasons. George Clooney has recently made plans to move back to LA for the safety of his family after the latest spate of terror attacks in England. He doesn't feel like a Marlon the twins are safe living in the English countryside, and insider says he's determined to move his family to LA, where he feels much more secure. Unbelievable. So Clooney is fleeing England because of terror attacks, the biggest of which was carried out by the son of a Libyan refugee, who was able to slip in and out of England for terror training by exploiting the very refugee wave that Clooney advocates. What a fucking hypocrite. So let me get this straight, George. You care so much about refugees, you're fleeing back to the one country that amongst all the richest countries in the West per capita has taken in the least refugees. You're fleeing Europe to escape terrorism, a threat that has been exponentially increased because of the very open border refugee policies that you promoted. What a fucking hypocrite. Oh, and what happened in Lake Como, Italy, where you've got that $10 million mansion of yours? You know, the one where you ordered the mayor not to let the plebs get within 100 meters of. Yeah, that one. Migrants poured into the area and completely ruined it. Parts of this once tranquil paradise are now open-air migrant camps strewn with trash and mostly fighting-age homeless male beggars. The vast majority of them aren't from Syria, they're from African countries that aren't even at war. They're economic migrants exploiting refugee crisis propaganda amplified by people like George Clooney to try and reach the welfare havens of Northern Europe. According to Italian Member of Parliament Giorgia Meloni, the migrants have devastated the culture, devastated tourism, devastated security, devastated everything. Well done, George, well done. So given how much Clooney loves refugees, he must love Lake Como even more now, right? Oh no, he's actually considering selling the mansion and fleeing from there too, and moving to a less accessible property in another area of Italy. Well, imagine my shock. So as soon as those refugees that Clooney loves so much moved in...
We're not going to be scared of Muslims or immigrants.
Clooney wanted to move out, but maybe, just maybe, the actor has redeemed himself. So 2 years since the refugee crisis started, how many refugees have you personally taken in, George? I mean, you love talking about refugees. You never shut up about it.
Refugees.
So with a net worth of $500 million, I guess you must have found room in one of your 5 mansions with umpteen spare bedrooms to house some, right? Oh, look, you've actually taken in 0. Imagine my shock. Doesn't it all just make you want to puke? The moral grandstanding, the virtue signalling, the emotional incontinence. At the end of it all, what happens? As soon as they're faced with the disastrous consequences of the policies they advocate, poof! They're gone. Difference is, we're not all worth $500 million like Clooney. Normal people can't just move to another country once theirs is ruined by open borders, skyrocketing crime, and terrorism. We have to live with the fallout from what's imposed on us by politicians. And by mega-rich, hectoring, hypocritical pieces of shit like George Clooney.